I'm going to show you my favorite tools to cleanse my energy, to cleanse a space, or my favorite tools that I use for myself. Got to remember that your faith, I always say this, your faith is your number one protection tool. There is nothing more powerful than your faith. I have been receiving a lot of messages, a lot of videos about people, other spiritual teachers saying that you have to tattoo yourself with a protection symbol or like a Metatron's cube or something like that. And I don't agree with that. If you were meant to tattoo yourself for protection, you would be born with that sigil. You would be born with that birthmark. You would be born with your veins creating that symbol. But no, those people that are telling you these things are people that are more than likely practicing dark magic, because when someone practices dark magic, they're very worried and concerned about their protection constantly. They're constantly thinking that they're being attacked. They're constantly thinking that they need to protect themselves because they know that they're doing something wrong. When you go against the natural order of things, there's always a consequence. No one gets away with anything. God always judges. God always, and when I say judges, brings closure, brings a judgment for that person. But no one gets away with doing evil. There's always a consequence. There's always something that happens to bring forward that energy. The timing and how it happens, we don't know, but it always happens. But I'm here to talk about my favorite tool. So remember, no, you don't need to tattoo yourself a sigil or a symbol to protect yourself or to be more protected. You just need faith. You need a faith that is a trust, not that it's a worship. Remember, God wants friends. He wants your friendship. He wants your love. He wants you to be his son, his daughter. He doesn't want subjects. He doesn't want slaves. God wants friends and family and people that to trust him. He doesn't want your worship, or he doesn't want you to be his subject or his slave. But anyway, my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools is going to be holy water. Holy water, the reason why holy water is so protective and it's so good, it's because water on its own, it's an energetic conductor. We're made of water. Water gives us life. It gives us energy. Water creates energy. We can draw energy from it. There's most animals depend on water. Water is an energy conductor. It brings us life. When there's a storm, it brings life, it brings oxygen, it brings everything. So water on its own, it's an energetic conductor. When you add the blessing from someone that has a lot of faith, it combines itself with the water element and it creates a very powerful cleansing tool to get rid of negativity, to get rid of evil. That's why the church has been using holy water since the beginning of time, because God channeled this tool to people, and that's how the church has it as a tool, because God gave it to them. So this isn't a religious tool. This is a God tool for you to use. You don't need to have a priest to bless the water. You just need someone with a lot of faith. Someone with a lot of faith. So if your grandma has a very strong faith, she can bless the water for you. All you need is someone that trusts God, someone that has a lot of faith in God to bless the water. And then you can use it to cleanse a space, to cleanse yourself, and it creates magical properties. The other tool that I like to use is sage. Sage is one of my favorites because I love the smell of sage, but also when sage burns, it creates a very high molecular energy where it's vibrating so high that nothing negative can penetrate it. That's why it's so cleansing against negativity. Sage can also, be drank as a tea. It can clean your body. It can do all of that if you're not big into the smoke. But it's something that, to me, is very powerful. Remember, through nature, God creates tools that can even out the negativity that's been going on. When humans create so much negativity in the world, God needs to create other tools, or sometimes he brings forward healers like myself to help even out the tally of negativity that's going on in the world. And sage is a very, very powerful plant that, again, was channeled to many ancient civilizations, and many people use it as a ceremony. Other people use it, but it's very cleansing, and you can also add your prayer to it. That's what I tell people. If you add your prayer to sage, whether it's a religious prayer, whether it's your own prayer, it gives it more power. It gives it more energy to cleanse and to really bring it forward. But if you're just burning it just because with no intention, it's not going to be that powerful. So if you add your intention, if you add your prayer, this is going to be very powerful. The other one is Palo Santo. Palo Santo is really, really powerful too, but this one calms the vibe too. These are very similar. They both create a very high molecular energy that's very, very high and cleanses thing. Except the difference is that this one really cleans, takes care of negativity, and this one calms the vibe. So this one makes you more calm, or makes you more less anxious, more relaxed and stuff like that, but very similar. The other one is myrrh. Myrrh is one of my favorite incense. To me, myrrh is very protective. I love the smell of it. I love the energy that it creates. It's very ceremonial. To me, myrrh is like the incense of God. That's how I see it. Myrrh is the incense of God. It represents God to me, the power of God in ceremony and cleanliness and in perfection. Like, it just feels all of that energy. And again, with your prayer is going to be very powerful. And then my last tool that I have to show you guys is actually a rosary. And I don't mean to sound very religious, because a lot of people associate this with religion, but the rosary is not actually a religious tool. It's actually a tool that the Holy Mother gave to us. She channeled this tool, gave a monk in the Dominican Republic a vision of this powerful tool for protection and for prayer. The reason why the rosaries are very powerful is because when you hold on to it, the rosary has a capability to absorb good energy. It has a capability to absorb your prayers, to help you with it, and it creates a very powerful protection. If you wear it, I like to wrap it around my hand. Like, I will always walk with one around my hand when I'm doing events, when I'm doing things like that. And it's because to me, it just brings a lot of really powerful energy. I prefer silver rosaries just because, to me, silver is such a powerful metal. It's such a clean metal that protects. The reason why is because God utilized Judas' betrayal of receiving silver to turning Jesus in. And God turned that betrayal into a light and created silver as a very powerful tool against negativity. So when you combine the rosary with silver, it doesn't need to be silver if you don't want to. The rosary on its own is a very powerful tool. And it creates a very powerful protection. You can wear it on your neck, you can wear it whatever. The rosary on itself, it's because this is created by the Holy Mother. That's why it's so powerful, so protective. Let me know in the comments, what tools do you use to protect yourself? What do you use to protect yourself more than anything? And please, if you're able to like this video, to hype this video, I really appreciate all your help. I make this content with respect and with love for you, and I would appreciate if you give me your like and your support on my content. So thank you.